Hello, beautiful souls. So, this weekend, I want to share with you a gift of life that it has to do with Mary Magdalene, because she has been presenting this week all along in different fractals. So I'm going to talk about fractals next week, the concept of fractals, and how you can start to identify these in your daily basis, in the people that you connect to, and understand it and feel the fractals of different frequencies and energies that have to do with the Christ consciousness. For now, the gift for the weekend is something that I channeled 3 years ago, maybe, or a little bit more. By the moment that I channeled this, I spoke about it, but this information is not online anymore, so I want to share it again with you. Maybe we can start sharing the symbolisms behind all the masterpiece of the particular artists that were related to the spiritual world, and understand in a deeper level the symbolism that is hidden behind their masterpieces. There are many interpreting this information. They do it through different approaches. Mine has to do with the direct relationship and channeling with the painting, the sculpture, or the artist. This week was all about Mary Magdalene, so this is my gift to her, is sharing this with you. You know that the Mona Lisa painting is like this big enigma for humanity, and people want to understand why this captivates so much the present, the previous, and the future cultures. What is beautiful is that even though, unfortunately, they try to hide from us who was Mary Magdalene, there is no way that the history and the reality, the truth, cannot be hidden. There's no way, there's no possibility. So the information that is already here and everywhere, that has to do with the primordial frequencies and vibrations of the universe. We're talking about the 13 primordial laws of the universe, in which she, Mary Magdalene, the wife, Jesus' wife, and the mother of their daughter, at least the one that I know, that is Sarah, it doesn't matter if we try to erase from history her name, it comes back, and it doesn't have to come with the name, it comes with the frequency that she has, because she's one of the most important laws in the universe. This is what she represents. She represents the law of rhythm. And what Leonardo da Vinci painted in the Mona Lisa was his own channeling of her. Who you see in the Mona Lisa painting is Mary Magdalene, Jesus' wife, the mother of Sarah. And when we look at this enigmatic painting that is bringing so much interest to the world, to the collective, in an unconscious way, in a subconscious way, we could say, it means that the purpose of the painting is done. It doesn't need to be unraveled or solved or decoded, as we say, as I'm doing now and other artists and other interpreters are doing. Just by being hanged in one wall, in one of the most important museums of the world, it does its purpose, because millions of people go to see her, and her wisdom and her frequency it comes through the painting, because as I have said before in other videos, paintings are portals. Everything is a portal in the universe. So she holds a wisdom, and an enigmatic wisdom, because this is who she was in history. She's still an enigma, because some already know, but some don't want to know who she was. So we have both informations at the same time, and it's a little bit confusing still. Was she or wasn't she? And who was she? And why was her history erased? Well, simple. It was erased because they wanted to erase the truth about all the process of Jesus and the Christ consciousness, and how to become ourselves self-masters of our own process of ascension to the light. But as well, part of doing this was cutting out from history the real equality that exists between the feminine forces and the masculine forces, not only outside of us in each representation of each force, but inside of us. So when you see some decodes of the Vitruvian men, and as you know, the Vitruvian men as the Salvador di Mundi, and you see that Leonardo da Vinci painted in mirroring, each side represents a different aspect of the being, and you're going to see here what Robert Edward Grant decoded on this particular painting. You're going to see them. You're going to see the sacred family. You're going to see him, Christ, and her, Mary Magdalene. You're going to see it now. I'm going to put the picture here. So the only confusion that is there is that it's said that the feminine is the masculine and the masculine is the feminine. It's the other way around, and this has to do with our brain hemispheres and how they are represented in the inverse part of our body. Is what it has to do with. So at the end, the feminine is obvious in the pictures. So where it says masculine, in fact, it's her. It's Mary Magdalene, and it's very alike the Mona Lisa. So by cutting her out of history, what was cut from us was to know that our own self-mastery comes from the inner balance of our feminine and our masculine. And when you have a holy couple, when you have a holy partner in your life, this person will represent some aspects of the masculine, in my case, that I'm a feminine, that I have to integrate in me, and I'm going to represent for the masculine in this particular lifetime some feminine aspects that person needs to incorporate on their self-knowledge, on their self-mastery. It's a process, so we are mirrors for everyone. And in the last dualities that we have are our sacred couples that we have called twin flames. In particular, the Mona Lisa has an encrypted information that has to do with the essence, with the spirit, with the soul, and how that soul travels throughout the universe in different lifetimes. So the right way to see this painting, and this that I'm going to say, please do the exercise to give yourself this gift this weekend. Give yourself the gift of decoding on your own this painting. So what we have to do is look at this painting as if it was one of those 3D paintings that we already know, that are recent made with programming and computers. When you blur your sight, you look not into her eyes, but into one side around the body in the context. You put your gaze there on one of the sides and you blur your vision. You're going to start seeing how it moves, and what moves are the shadows and you're going to see different personas there. You're going to see different identities, men, women, that change through the shadows of the picture. But the center of the picture, of the painting, is going to remain intact, because this is what remains intact through different lifetimes. It's our soul. So the light part in the center is the soul, but what changes are the different lifetimes. You are going to be able to see a few, not all of them. This is why Leonardo da Vinci took so long painting this painting, because he did layers and layers and layers and layers, one above the other, because he was painting different lifetimes in the same painting. And in the context and in the clothing as well, there are lots of codes and symbols, but you're able to see this when you open yourself to this way of viewing the painting. So I hope you have a beautiful trip watching this painting, and have a nice travel with Leonardo da Vinci through his different lifetimes. So he was an incarnation of Mary Magdalene. He was one of her incarnations. He was one of the souls that was inside her when she was alive with Jesus. And this is why, between all the lives, among all the lives that he could have left as the primordial one that you see, when you see the picture, you see these women. It is her, because this is a very powerful information that he was her, and he could connect to those other realms of himself. He could see him in her and her in him. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope you get to have a beautiful journey with Leonardo da Vinci and the Mona Lisa, Mary Magdalene.